Okay, Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34 talks about the judgment, the end time eschatos judgment of the nations, and it is synonymously linked with the judgment of mankind, all culminating in Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30 verse 7, or as we know it, the Great Tribulation. And as you see the point of that being marked, it is marked in verse 4 of Isaiah 34 with the symbology of the fig leaf, the same mark that we're given for the end time generation. Now, if we were to take that, both of those could be marked as having a starting point, and that starting point would be 1948. I believe God gives us signs, seasons, and times for us to be watchmen on the wall, for us to know where we're at. And if we look at certain things that happened around this time, in 1938, May 1938, there was an earthquake in Turkey that exposed the remains of Noah's Ark for the first time. Also, on May 14th, 1948, we saw the re-establishment of the nation of Israel, fulfilling the prophecy in Ezekiel 37, fulfilling the prophecies that we see in the Psalms, fulfilling the prophecies that we see in Jeremiah and Isaiah. And as that's the case, we can see the culmination of the Isaiah 34 moment where the nations are in an end time race with the judgment coming upon the fallen B'nai Elohim. So when we look at this, we can see that we're in this period, we're in what would be seen as the fig tree generation. Also on top of that, something else, not just the establishment of Israel, not just the emergence of Noah's Ark, but we also see that in 1948 and 1947, that era, the mark of, I guess, outer world activity. So we can hear, and we've heard about Roswell, 1947, we hear about that era being presented by so-called extra-worldly activity, or as we would see it, interdimensional activity, interdimensional beings, aka those of the spirit world, the demonic, and so on. And this goes into the connection between Isaiah 34 and the fig tree generation that we see and we are a part of. And all of this is culminating in a crescendo. Now generally 80 years is seen as a generation, and that would mark us towards the 2028 mark. And this is all fitting together with prophecy. Now, I'm not putting a time or a setting on things, but I am saying we're in the generation. It's time for the church to pick up the hem of our garments, to start running our race, to start preaching the gospel to the nth degree, realizing that if we're quiet, it might be that one person that we were meant to preach to that would be the starting mark or the quota that God had from heaven for the return of His Son, Jesus Christ. So get preaching, get teaching, get sharing the gospel with whoever and wherever you can. Amen.